Chapter 1081. Lin Yuan looked at Zhang Yulong and casually asked, "What are your plans for the future?" "While my true body was still alive, I secretly established a faction, with a sovereign presiding over it. I plan to bring him to join that faction." Zhang Yulong replied honestly. "That is excellent." Lin Yuan nodded and did not pursue the matter further. In the boundless chaos void, Zhang Yulong gazed into the distance, his eyes shifting, as a certain aura began to retract. "What is happening to me?" Zhang Yulong abruptly snapped out of his reverie, looking around in confusion. "Stop searching." A childlike voice resonated within the depths of his soul. "Your predecessor has already left, along with all of your clansmen. They're now within the internal universe." "The predecessor has left? Did the predecessor make things difficult for you?" Zhang Yulong asked cautiously. "Not at all." The childlike voice sighed with some emotion. "This sovereign, who shares a unique affinity with your Stone People clan, has a very good temperament. Otherwise, we'd all be doomed." It was commendable that Lin Yuan remained unmoved after detecting that the childlike voice originated from a Great Saint Soul fragment. The Great Saint Soul fragment might not be powerful, but it carried a significant portion of a Great Saint's memories, making it an irresistible temptation for most sovereigns. What the childlike voice did not realize, however, was that Lin Yuan simply did not want to waste time on him. If Lin Yuan had forcibly kept him, the childlike voice would surely have resisted. Furthermore, given that soul search wasn't an option, the act held little value for Lin Yuan. Other sovereigns might be willing to haggle because of their slow progress, but with Lin Yuan's speed of cultivation, from Tao convergence to Chaos realm, he faced virtually no major bottlenecks. "Stop dawdling. Set off now for the void domain I mentioned." At the urging of the childlike voice, Zhang Yulong immediately got moving but couldn't resist asking, "Will I ever have the chance to meet the predecessor again?" "Meet the predecessor again?" The childlike voice fell into contemplation. Meeting such a mighty figure too many times would mean your soul and intentions become as bare as naked walls. "Do you really wish to reunite?" The childlike voice continued, "If you truly want to meet him again, you'll need to reach the Chaos realm, at the very least, become a sovereign. Only then will you have the qualifications to meet him. With the strength of the Chaos realm, coupled with the legacy I've imparted to you, even if you meet him again, you'll have the ability to protect yourself. It would also put my worries to rest." Chaos realm? Zhang Yulong's expression barely held steady, as uncertainty clouded his heart about when he might attain such a realm. The ancient Chaos continent. The fragmented world of star tiers. After Lin Yuan properly settled the Stone People clan within human civilization, he began to comprehend the crystal-clear stone he acquired. The stone contained the partial cultivation memories of a great saint, which Lin Yuan valued greatly. He studied the stone for a moment before releasing a thread of his soul to permeate within it. In an instant, Lin Yuan's consciousness entered a vast, boundless world. This should also be within the chaos void. In the distant horizon, endless streams of chaos chi floated about. And at the center of Lin Yuan's perspective sat a colossal figure cross-legged. This enormous figure emanated an aura so profound that even a trace of it could crush an entire universe. No, it wasn't an as if, it truly was. The slightest release of its aura could cause a universe birth within the chaos void to enter premature destruction. So, this is the power of a great saint? Lin Yuan's heart trembled. For the first time, he was experiencing the true essence of a great saint's power so directly. Neither Xianhuang nor the Moyu Tower Master, what Lin Yuan had seen of them were mere imprints, far removed from the genuine strength of these peerless great saints. As for the Shadow Demon Great Saint and Nine Phoenix Great Saint, Lin Yuan had only ever felt the aftershocks of their battle from afar. No more than that. What followed? In the scene Lin Yuan witnessed, the massive figure began cultivating. If the image had merely been a replay, Lin Yuan might have found it dull and tiresome, but what he saw now was the vivid memory of actual cultivation. The experiences of this immense figure during its cultivation were completely synchronized with Lin Yuan. So this is how the chaos void appears in the eyes of a great saint. Lin Yuan immersed himself in these insights, his mind continuously flooded with realizations. Your innate perception is extraordinary. By observing an unknown being's cultivation process, your personal cultivation insights have been enhanced. Lin Yuan was wholly entranced, studying the cultivation of a great saint. Who knew how much time had passed? Eventually, Lin Yuan slowly pulled himself out. These cultivation memories are of incredible benefit to me. A smile surfaced on Lin Yuan's face. Not every great saint was willing to share their cultivation memories. Because if the memories fell into the hands of their enemies, it would very likely reveal their weaknesses and flaws. Only great saints on the cusp of ascending to the 13th tier dared to take such risks. Upon reaching the 13th tier, should they fail, it was inconsequential if others exploited their weaknesses. But if they succeeded, they would transcend into Tier 13 timeless life forms, making it irrelevant even if their flaws became common knowledge across the chaos void. Has that inheritance space been refined? A trace of movement flickered across Lin Yuan's expression. While comprehending the great saint's cultivation memories, Lin Yuan had concurrently been refining the inheritance space. With the help of Tsang Yulong and the cooperative great saint's soul fragment, Lin Yuan encountered nearly no difficulties and quickly claimed dominion over it. Realizing this, Lin Yuan promptly directed his consciousness into the inherited space. Chaos Tree. Gazing deep into the inherited space, Lin Yuan focused on the Chaos Tree, a most prized treasure within this realm. A top-tier 12-star natural marvel. Even Lin Yuan greatly coveted it. Time to plant it into my internal universe. Lin Yuan immediately proceeded to transplant the Chaos Tree. Rustle. The Chaos Tree spread far and wide, blotting out the sky, but Lin Yuan's internal universe was vaster and more stable. Before long, the Chaos Tree rooted itself within Lin Yuan's internal universe. Buzzing sounds filled the air. The moment the Chaos Tree took root fully, an earth-shattering transformation began unfolding within Lin Yuan's internal universe. Chapter 1082 Advancement in Strength. The Chaos Tree, as a peak 12th layer supreme treasure, is a great saint-tier artifact. As soon as it took root in Lin Yuan's inner universe, it produced immediate and stunning effects. My inner universe? Lin Yuan's expression instantly turned to one of astonishment, and he immediately focused on sensing every subtle transformation within his inner universe. The Chaos Tree's impact on his inner universe was multifaceted, spatial temporal stability further enhanced, the rules operating with increasing perfection, and so forth. These changes were within Lin Yuan's expectations. Moreover, once the Chaos Tree took root, faint traces of Chaos Chi began to permeate his inner universe, akin to the strands of Chaos Chi scattered across the Chaos Void. These strands of Chaos Chi caused Lin Yuan's inner universe to undergo a deeper level of metamorphosis. Rustle. The boundaries of Lin Yuan's inner universe began frantically expanding. Previously, Lin Yuan's inner universe, after mastering Infinite Void, had reached a radius of 20 million light-years. This was close to the maximum limit of Lin Yuan's inner universe. Any substantial increase beyond this point would have required him to ascend to the Dominator realm and elevate his life essence. But now, the originally 20 million light-year radius inner universe suddenly surged upward. 21 million. 23 million. 25 million. In less than a moment, it reached a radius of 30 million light-years. 31 million. 32 million. By the time it approached a radius of 33 million light-years, the inner universe's expansion finally began to slow. Although it continued to expand, the rate noticeably decreased. It was estimated to surpass 33 million light-years slightly. As expected of the Chaos Tree. Lin Yuan's expression revealed awe as he marveled at the Chaos Tree's contribution to his inner universe, a nearly doubled radius in size. It should be noted that for an inner universe of Lin Yuan's current magnitude, achieving such growth required either the gradual grinding of time, 10 cosmic eras, 100 cosmic eras, with slow expansion leading to qualitative changes, Or, it would necessitate a great leap in realm, where an enhancement in life essence would bring about significant improvements in all aspects of his being. Tuolumne Great Saint truly put effort into cultivating successors. Lin Yuan thought silently. Tuolumne Great Saint was none other than the true body of the Great Saint's soul fragment residing within Song Yulong. While observing the fragments of the Great Saint's cultivation memories, Lin Yuan had identified this ancient Great Saint. Each Great Saint's chosen path was highly distinctive, and their renown often spread across multiple void domains. Unless their era had vanished into obscurity, their names would inevitably be remembered. Tuolumne Great Saint was a Chaos Great Saint adept in the physical body domain. In terms of battle prowess, even if not comparable to peerless Great Saints, he was still far stronger than newcomer Great Saints like the Shadow Demon Great Saint and Nine Phoenix Great Saint. What a shame. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. That chaos tree had ultimately fallen into his hands. In truth, it wasn't exactly a matter of regret. Had Lin Yuan not intervened, Song Yulong would one day cave under 9 profound venerables' torment, surrendering everything. By then, not only would the chaos tree and inheritance space be lost, but even Song Yulong himself would not survive. In fact, if not for the chaos tree, Lin Yuan wouldn't have risked becoming enemies with a venerable. With my current strength, there's no need to resort to the divine skill, tier heaven, when sparring with 9 profound venerable. Lin Yuan mused inwardly. The divine skill, world, alone would be enough to force 9 profound venerable to reveal his life-preserving artifact. The inner universe's enhancement benefited the divine skill, world, most notably. This physical body divine ability was entirely reliant on the strength of Lin Yuan's inner universe. Of course, this was under sparring circumstances. In a life-or-death struggle, there would be no holding back, all hidden trump cards and ultimate moves would surely be unleashed. Just as Lin Yuan's inner universe continued expanding and the flowing ripple of rules grew increasingly stable. Deep within his inner universe, a jade gourd trembled faintly, and a red-robed young girl with twin ponytails emerged. Why is this inner universe? The red-robed girl carefully observed the entire inner universe. As the spirit of Jade Gourd and a protector of the 13th layer inheritance, Infinite Void, she naturally paid close attention to Lin Yuan's inner universe. After all, the core foundation of the Infinite Void inheritance lay within the inner universe itself. Is it the Chaos Tree? The red-robed girl immediately identified the source of these changes. Whoosh! Lin Yuan condensed his figure and appeared beside her. As the creator of the inner universe, Lin Yuan was keenly aware of its countless subtle transformations, so naturally he noticed the Jade Gourd's activity. Senior, you also know about the Chaos Tree? Lin Yuan inquired. I certainly know of the Chaos Tree. The red-robed girl glanced at Lin Yuan and said, such supreme treasures often fall from the primordial lands of the Chaos Void, exceedingly rare and especially unparalleled in enhancing inner universes. For cultivators of the Infinite Void inheritance lineage, the Chaos Tree produces truly incredible effects. The red-robed girl explained. Falling from the primordial lands of the Chaos Void? Lin Yuan gazed at the red-robed girl. The Chaos Tree originated from the primordial lands? When Lin Yuan had broken through the 10th, 11th, and 12th layers, he had endured the infusion of the primordial lands within the Chaos Void, and he felt the vast, boundless aura it contained. The Chaos Tree came from there? Outside the primordial lands, true Chaos Trees cannot be nurtured. The red-robed girl shook her head and continued, I know you might have heard claims that the World Tree could evolve into a Chaos Tree, but that's virtually impossible. I see. Lin Yuan glanced toward another direction within his inner universe. There, another massive tree swayed gently. It was the World Tree. Ever since Lin Yuan had mastered the first level of Infinite Void, his inner universe expanded to a radius of 20 million light-years, significantly diminishing the utility of the World Tree. Chapter 1083. Due to the World Tree's might, it simply cannot envelop such an expansive internal universe. When Lin Yuan first explored the Chaos Void, he held the aspiration of cultivating the World Tree into a Chaos Tree. However, after numerous attempts, he discovered its usefulness was limited. Still, being able to obtain a chaos tree is no small fortune. The red-clad girl praised with a hint of admiration. She wasn't captivated by how precious the chaos tree is, but rather by how fitting it was for a cultivator like Lin Yuan, who possessed an internal universe of extraordinary depth and foundation. The chaos tree's effects vary greatly depending on the cultivator wielding it. For an average chaos venerable, it might merely stabilize the internal universe slightly and shorten the time needed to reach the peak of the chaos realm. Its contribution to combat strength would be minimal. But in Lin Yuan's hands, the effects were frightening. At least, judging by the current results, Lin Yuan's overall combat strength had improved immensely compared to before obtaining the chaos tree. And this was just the beginning. As time passed, the chaos tree's blessings would only grow stronger, supporting him into reaching the Dominator realm. And even the chaos realm. It seems fortune smiles upon me. A faint smile surfaced on Lin Yuan's face. He hadn't anticipated that sending an avatar into the myriad manifestations void domain would yield such remarkable fortune. After observing the chaos tree for a while longer to ensure its roots had taken hold without any issues, Lin Yuan turned his attention to the transmission space. This specific transmission space was established by the Tuolong Great Saint, meant explicitly for cultivating a successor. While the chaos tree was indeed its most prized treasure, it was by no means the only one. An abundance of other artifacts had been left behind as well, including the Tuolong Great Saint's legacy. In truth, the most invaluable aspect of the entire transmission space wasn't the chaos tree but rather the soul fragment of the Tuolong Great Saint. For the vast majority of cultivators, the chaos tree's effects would, at best, stabilize their internal universe, granting them an advantage in battles against competitors of the same tier. But the Tuolong Great Saint's soul fragment? That was the key to breaking through bottlenecks and advancing further along the path of cultivation. Guidance from a great saint could yield limited usefulness for a dominator advancing to a great saint, but it could have considerable value for someone progressing from path pioneer to dominator, or from dominator to venerable. Even for a chaos venerable, the guidance of a great saint's soul fragment, while perhaps not empowering them to ascend into the great saint's domain, would undoubtedly offer clarity in plotting the path forward. But Lin Yuan was distinctly different. The so-called guidance of a great saint's soul fragment held little value for him. The path Lin Yuan had chosen was rooted in rules and daos of differing dimensions and frameworks, domains that even great saints rarely understood deeply. Additionally, a great saint's soul fragment would only offer guidance to their chosen successor, and it was evident that Lin Yuan wasn't suited for the Tuolong Great Saint's path. Having refined the mysterious transmission space, it now measured no larger than the size of a palm, hovering and floating before Lin Yuan. Let's see. Lin Yuan immediately began examining it. At this moment, he was the master of this space, fully in command. 9 Tribulations Tuolong Body? Lin Yuan studied this legacy meticulously. Comparable to the Xianhuang physique and the demonic jade immortal body, this was a specialized body refinement technique. The Tuolong Great Saint was a unique spectacle of life born from the chaos void, a Tuolong with a physical body of immense strength, unparalleled even after ascending to the Great Saint's domain. It was through this fearsome physical prowess, and other techniques, that the Tuolong Great Saint became a nightmare for other great saints of his tier. The 9 Tribulations Tuolong Body, in essence, utilized specialized methods of body refinement to transform one's corporal form into something resembling the Tuolong unique life form. The process required enduring 9 tribulations. After overcoming them all, the technique would be considered complete, at which point the cultivator's body would transform into a new spectacle of life, a Tuolong. Thus far, within the boundless chaos void, only a single Tuolong had ever been birthed. As such, the Tuolong Great Saint lived a life of solitude, lacking any kin or tribe. The creation of this legacy was infused with the intention to ensure the survival of the Tuolong lineage, even as he pursued elevation to the 13th tier. To fully cultivate this body refinement technique meant to become the next spectacle of life, a Tuolong. There are indeed many merits to it. Lin Yuan carefully combed through and examined the contents, his expression contemplative. In terms of levels, this body refinement technique was slightly inferior to the Xianhuang physique and demonic jade immortal body. After all, even at its complete culmination, it would only allow a cultivator's body to become as powerful as a Tuolong's. By contrast, the Xianhuang physique and demonic jade immortal body, when cultivated to their peak, made the physical body alone capable of contending against a chaos great saint. Yet, as a great saint-tier body refinement technique, its intricate details inspired Lin Yuan's admiration, and he even found ways to incorporate some aspects of it into his body's refinement, bringing it closer to perfection. Tuolong. In his mind, Lin Yuan conjured the detailed physical structure of the unique lifeform, Tuolong. The ultimate goal of the 9 tribulations Tuolong body was transformation into a Tuolong, and naturally required such detailed information about this lifeform. The chaos void births unique lifeforms, while the cosmic starry skies give rise to extraordinary entities. Both are innately born, both possess immensely powerful bloodline talents. Lin Yuan's expression took on a thoughtful look, pondering the profound similarities between the cosmic starry skies and the chaos void in many respects. Within the transmission space, beyond the 9 tribulations Tuolong body, there were countless other legacies as well. Lin Yuan meticulously browsed through and absorbed them, integrating portions that benefited his path of cultivation into his own methodology. Rustle. The adaptations to Lin Yuan's physical body were slow and gradual. Even for someone like His Majesty Xianhuang, a peerless great saint, capturing a great saint-level unique lifeform specialized in physicality for research was a near impossible task. After all, even at the same level, while His Majesty Xianhuang, as a supreme great saint, was stronger than a typical chaos great saint, capturing one alive? That was akin to scaling the heavens. Chapter 1084. Even if it were achievable, as long as the opponent had other means of self-preservation, they could annihilate their flesh and soul with a single thought and then revive through contingency methods. No cultivator would ever want their physical body to fall into the hands of others for research. While Lin Yuan was absorbing the numerous inheritances left behind by the Tuolong great saint, he also began to sort through the treasure trove of resources within the inheritance space. Buzz. With a thought, the various halls within the inheritance space released one rare treasure after another, each exuding a distinct aura. A 10-meter wide piece of violet crystal appeared, its interior visibly flowing with purple liquid. The violet jade nest? Lin Yuan felt a surge of joy. This piece of violet jade nest was a treasure of the Chaos Realm tier, and even a fragment of this size held a value of no less than 1,000,000 Chaos Realm stones. To put it into perspective, the fragmented world, made of star tiers that Lin Yuan had purchased, spanning light years in size, was only worth over 1,000,000 Chaos Realm stones in total. Yet the violet jade nest, merely 10 meters in size, commanded a similar price. Lin Yuan's gaze shifted toward the other treasures presented. There were several yellow orbs, gently colliding with one another and emanating a calming aura that soothed the mind. There was also a 9-colored herb, which had grown 9 distinct leaves of varying hues. All these treasures combined, if converted to chaos stones, would likely be worth around 38 million chaos stones. Lin Yuan was quite satisfied. The inheritance space created by the Tuolong Great Saint was meant to cultivate successors. But nurturing successors required more than mere guidance. It demanded extensive resources. Close to 2 million chaos stones worth of staggering resources was more than sufficient to support an ordinary 11th tier being through their breakthrough into the chaos realm without lacking anything. Directly consuming these resources might be wasteful. It's better to convert them into chaos stones and exchange them for items more suitable for me. Lin Yuan thought to himself. For instance, the rare 9-colored herb had the effect of stabilizing the physical body and the internal cosmos. For those who had just entered the supreme tier, whose bodies and internal cosmos were rapidly evolving, this herb was immensely beneficial. But to consume it directly? Its value would drop significantly, an utter waste of its potential. Lin Yuan was still some distance away from breaking through to the supreme tier. Moreover, given his profound foundation, he wouldn't need external aids like this to stabilize himself upon stepping into the chaos realm. Thus, trading it for resources more suited to him was the optimal choice. The ancient Ming Chaos Continent. Galaxy. Wansu Dominator smiled at Lin Yuan. Due to the instructions of his master, the ancient Ming Venerable, Wansu Dominator held Lin Yuan in high regard. No matter how busy he was, as long as Lin Yuan sought him out, he would make the time to meet him. Wansu. Lin Yuan savored the fine wine before him. This time, I've come to sell some of the rare treasures I possess. Sell rare treasures? Wansu Dominator's face lit up with a smile. Anything Galaxy takes out, I, Wansu, will gladly purchase. Lin Yuan had sold some treasures and weapons to him in the past, and their transactions had always been pleasant. Wansu Dominator upheld a principle: he would rather earn less, or even nothing, if it meant satisfying Lin Yuan. In truth, with the treasures and weapons Lin Yuan had sold previously, Wansu Dominator had made a modest profit overall. Take a look first. Lin Yuan flipped his hand, bringing out some of the resources from the inheritance space. The 10-meter violet jade nest. The 9-colored herb. Wansu Dominator's expression instantly shifted. The treasures Lin Yuan brought out were all of Chaos Realm tier, and their value within the Chaos Realm tier was anything but low. So many rare treasures. Wansu couldn't help but feel a chill. Could it be that Lin Yuan had plundered the lair of a Chaos Venerable? What's wrong? Is there an issue? Lin Yuan stared at Wansu Dominator. No issue at all. Wansu Dominator quickly shook his head. It's just that these treasures are so precious, I'll need to consult my master. Dealing with treasures of the Chaos Venerable level was beyond his authority and required the approval of the ancient Ming Venerable. Alright, go ahead. Lin Yuan nodded in understanding. You'll have my answer shortly. Wansu Dominator immediately split off a trace of his consciousness to form an avatar and personally headed to the secluded cultivation space of the ancient Ming Venerable. Master, Galaxy wishes to sell some rare treasures. Wansu Dominator approached the ancient Ming Venerable and quickly explained the situation. These? The ancient Ming Venerable was equally astonished. Some of the treasures Lin Yuan had brought out were items that even Chaos Venerables rarely encountered. Master, should we take them? Wansu Dominator immediately asked. Take them, of course, take them. The ancient Ming Venerable's eyes widened. So many rare treasures, many of them are seldom seen. Even if we couldn't sell them, I would still gladly accept them myself. With a solemn expression, the ancient Ming Venerable quickly assigned prices to each item. Compared to their market value, the ancient Ming Venerable chose the highest possible prices. First, these treasures were indeed rare. Second, the prophetic visions concerning Lin Yuan by the Chaos Dragon Beast were terrifying. The ancient Ming Venerable was determined to curry favor, let alone haggle over prices. After Wansu Dominator left, the ancient Ming Venerable's expression quickly regained its composure. Ancient Ming. A black-robed youth appeared beside him. This Galaxy, it seems, is a reincarnated great saint. The black-robed youth spoke in a low voice, having overheard the entire conversation between the ancient Ming Venerable and Wansu Dominator. Indeed. The ancient Ming Venerable nodded. Based on the black-robed youth's foresight, offending Lin Yuan would lead to certain death. This could only mean that Lin Yuan would almost certainly ascend to the rank of great saint in the future. Otherwise, how could such a fate be predicted? But forget the path-splitting realm. How could even Chaos Venerables be certain of ascending to the status of a great saint? Only a reincarnated great saint could assert with certainty that they would reclaim their former glory. Thus, the ancient Ming Venerable and the black-robed youth became increasingly convinced that Lin Yuan was a reincarnated great saint. Now that they saw Lin Yuan present so many Chaos Realm tier rare treasures, their theory that Lin Yuan was a reincarnated great saint was virtually confirmed. These treasures, rare even by Chaos Realm standards, were almost inexplicable, unless they were preparations made before a great saint's reincarnation. Lin Yuan must have recovered some of his memories from his time at the Great Saint level and retrieved the contingencies he had prepared at his peak. A great saint. The ancient Ming venerable and the black-robed youth exchanged glances, their hearts filled with awe and amazement. Chapter 1085 Eons of Time. It was confirmed that Lin Yuan was the reincarnation of a great sage, which made ancient Ming venerable and the black-robed youth feel increasingly awed. This meant that Lin Yuan's existence spanned incomparably ancient and endless years. His true identity might well be that of an unparalleled sage, known throughout the chaos void. Inside the palace hall, Wansu Dominator received a nod from his master and immediately quoted the price. Brother Galaxy, all of these treasures combined, the final price is 40 million chaos stones. Wansu Dominator couldn't help but feel astonished internally. Such an enormous amount of chaos stones would make even a venerable hesitant to part with them. After all, chaos venerables incur substantial expenditures as well. Take ancient Ming venerable, for example, his own consumption, the needs of his companion, the chaos dragon beast, and the expenditures to maintain the myriad formations on ancient Ming's chaos continent were all significant. 40 million chaos stones. Lin Yuan nodded. This exceeded his earlier estimation by quite a large margin. Lin Yuan hadn't brought out all the treasures from his inheritance's spatial storage, only intending to sell a portion for now. Based on Lin Yuan's judgment, those treasures he sold earlier were worth around 20 to 30 million chaos stones. 40 million chaos stones? It was evident that ancient Ming venerable had offered an exorbitant price. Please convey my gratitude to the venerable, Lin Yuan said. Although he didn't know why ancient Ming venerable was showing him such goodwill, be it through the star-tier, shard world, or other gestures. It wasn't a bad thing, after all. I intend to purchase another batch of resources. Lin Yuan casually listed his desired cultivation resources. No problem. Wansu Dominator patted his chest and assured him. Now that the ancient Ming Chaos continent had become the trading hub for the nearby void, the resources Lin Yuan wanted were not rare and could be acquired easily. Time passed. A decade flew by in the blink of an eye. Star-tier, shard world. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, his physical body emanating a deep and weighty aura that seemed to strain the surrounding spacetime, twisting and warping it incessantly. The Xianhuang physique. It's finally cultivated to perfection within the Dominator realm. A smile emerged on Lin Yuan's face. As the guardian technique of the profound Xianhuang lineage, and being a body refinement method, the Xianhuang physique tempered his physical body to near perfection in all aspects. Even secret body refinement techniques of the great sage level like the 9 tribulations to Tuolong body only slightly improved Lin Yuan's physique in minor areas, whereas the Xianhuang physique remained central in its influence. Currently, my body should be approaching the physical level of chaos venerables, Lin Yuan thought to himself. The perfection of the Dominator level, Xianhuang physique, made his body arguably the strongest at the Dominator realm level. Additionally, due to Lin Yuan's already extraordinary foundation of physical strength, especially the terrifyingly stable essence of his internal universe, his body was continuously enhanced, creating a virtuous cycle. At this moment, Lin Yuan's physical strength had reached a point where further improvement seemed almost impossible. Next, comes the Chaos Realm version of the Xianhuang physique. Lin Yuan contemplated for a moment before shaking his head. The Chaos Realm Xianhuang physique also demanded an adequately powerful life essence as its basis, a requirement he might only meet after fully entering the Dominator realm. But the resources needed for perfecting Chaos Realm Xianhuang physique. TSK. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. With his current physical foundation, if he could fully cultivate the Xianhuang physique to perfection at the Chaos Realm, just his physical body alone would likely be enough to dominate the Chaos Great Saints. However, the resources required to refine such a physique were staggering. For now, Lin Yuan couldn't foresee how it could be achieved. He estimated that even the entire wealth of an unparalleled sage would fall far short. Step by step, Lin Yuan reined in his thoughts and stopped dwelling on the issue. And then there's you. His thoughts stirred, and a palm-sized bell-shaped treasure appeared before him. This was none other than the primordial bell meticulously nurtured by Lin Yuan. Over the years, through Lin Yuan's continuous cultivation and vast resource investments, the primordial bell had grown into a dominator-tier treasure. The primordial bell was deeply attuned to Lin Yuan's spirit. Activating it required minimal effort, yet its power was immense. It rivaled even Chaos Realm treasures in capability. Come to think of it, I haven't used you even once all this time. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. By his nature, he rarely acted unless he had absolute confidence in the outcome. In his daily life, he avoided dangerous situations entirely, relying on the appearances of his primordial spirit incarnations rather than exposing himself. Thus, the primordial bell remained unused. Still, despite its lack of opportunity to shine, such trump card treasures were non-negotiable in their importance. They might not be employed often, but they were crucial to possess. This was why Lin Yuan had never abandoned the nurture of the primordial bell. Many of the contingency measures and fatal techniques he had prepared over time had yet to be triggered, but he continued refining and adding to them. Directly using the source essence of my internal universe for its nurture. Lin Yuan stored the primordial bell within the depths of his internal universe, now vast and boundless, where the chaos tree presided majestically at its center, organizing and governing everything. Home universe. The cosmic cataclysm had now completely concluded, and the once vast universe had condensed into a singular point. The point was unimaginably small yet incomprehensibly immense. The surrounding spacetime had compacted entirely, forbidding even unparalleled sages from perceiving its secrets. The destruction and rebirth of the universe were natural evolutions dictated by the fundamental laws of the chaos void origin, completely impervious to external interference. Within the concentrated point. Xianhuang's secret realm. Now compressed into a miniature space measuring merely 10 meters across. Lin Yuan's incarnate form sat at its center, carefully observing everything outside the secret realm. Beyond the secret realm lay an expanse of primal chaos, utterly devoid of any influence from the laws and Tao principles. The essence of the cosmic cataclysm was the complete annihilation of all such rules and principles. However, for Lin Yuan, the seemingly dead and lifeless void outside the secret realm was, paradoxically, incredibly wondrous. Through Lin Yuan's perspective, though the external world was chillingly empty, he could faintly discern boundless laws slowly being nurtured into existence. Chapter 1086. From nothing to something, these rules took form, revealing unprecedented perfection and miracles in Lin Yuan's eyes. The birth of life is a miracle, and so is the evolution of the universe. Marvelous, marvelous, marvelous. Lin Yuan was entranced, fully immersed in it. Your insight is extraordinary, watching the destruction and rebirth of the universe. Your understanding of the essence of the great Tao rules is enhanced. Every moment, Lin Yuan's mind burst with countless insights and inspirations. The chaos void origin rules operated, nurturing one universe after another. These universes underwent destruction and rebirth, which were manifestations of the chaos void origin rules. However, such a manifestation is hard to glimpse below the level of a great saint. To set up something like the Xianhuang secret realm within a universe, at least the strength of a chaos great saint is required, and even most chaos great saints cannot achieve it. Now this universe is still in the process of being reborn, and once it fully begins its new life, with countless rules and paths restarting, and life gradually reviving, it should have the greatest impact on me. Lin Yuan thought to himself. By then, having witnessed the entire process from the universe's destruction to rebirth, my comprehension of the rules will surely soar dramatically, possibly reaching the level where I can effortlessly create a universe. Lin Yuan secretly thought. A 12th layer life form's inner world transforms into an inner universe, but this inner universe is nurtured slowly from weak to strong by a 12th layer life form. It's still far from effortlessly creating a universe. In Chaos Void, forces of the revered level typically establish their own chaos continents. But forces of the Great Saint level, especially those top-tier forces with formidable great saints, often create a universe specifically. Such a universe is not nurtured by the chaos void, so it lacks the indelible characteristics, yet it has unparalleled advantages in size and in nurturing life's degree compared to a chaos continent. Universes specifically created by exceptional great saints can set rules to a certain extent, such as forming certain special training environments or nurturing specific life forms, and so on. Effortlessly creating a universe. This also reflects reaching the pinnacle of rule comprehension. Lin Yuan thought to himself, if one has not comprehended countless rules, how could they easily create a complete universe? Unfortunately, this universe at present still has some time before it enters the rebirth phase, much longer than the normal time for a universe to transition from great destruction to rebirth. Is it because I took away too much life during the great destruction, leading to insufficient momentum for rebirth, thus needing time to absorb the power of the chaos void? Lin Yuan muttered to himself. In fact, Lin Yuan speculated that there might be more reasons than just this. Also, he absorbed a large amount of world-breaking origin force during the universe's great destruction. Although up to now, Lin Yuan still does not know the essence of the world-breaking origin force, it is definitely a form of extremely advanced power. During the universe's great destruction, such source power dissipates, but it ultimately only dissipates within the universe and eventually merges back into the universe. Yet during this universe's great destruction, it was all absorbed by him. Unfortunately, only life forms within the universe can access this method of absorbing the world-breaking origin force. Lin Yuan shook his head slightly. In recent years, he occasionally sent avatars to explore the nearby void domain and had discovered universes undergoing destruction, but he couldn't absorb any extra world-breaking origin force. Starlight Tier, Fragment World. A period has passed since human civilization migrated here. In a classroom full of high-tech atmosphere, more than a dozen students were attentively listening to the teacher's lecture on stage. In fact, with the current technology of human civilization, education could have been fully conducted in the virtual world long ago, but some schools still retain this way of face-to-face teaching in reality. Compared to the virtual world, reality always feels more authentic. The teacher standing on the podium was a middle-aged woman. She looked at the many students below. These students were all born in the last 10 years or so, born in this fragment world, nurtured by the Starlight Tier, possessing great innate talent and potential, nearly all destined to become evolvers in the future. Sun Ming. The middle-aged woman frowned, gazing at a student sitting towards the back. This student seemed slightly dazed, clearly lost in thought. I'm here, teacher. The student named Sun Ming quickly reacted, hurriedly stood up, and said, why don't you tell us what the galaxy calendar is? The middle-aged woman smiled as she looked at him. The galaxy calendar? Sun Ming's spirits lifted. If asked about knowledge from some other area he might not know, but the galaxy calendar? Who wouldn't know he was a devoted fan of the galaxy's greatest hero? 56 years ago, the universe in which we lived faced destruction, and countless citizens of our human civilization would have perished along with the universe if nothing else happened. But the galaxy's greatest hero stood up, single-handedly taking all our human civilization's citizens out and eventually migrating to this new homeland. From that time on, the old calendar of human civilization, the Starry Sea era, ended, and the first year of the galaxy calendar began. The so-called galaxy calendar is named after the galaxy's greatest hero, to commemorate the galaxy's greatest hero's monumental achievements. Sun Ming answered with great enthusiasm. The other students listened with equal excitement. In human civilization, the image of the galaxy's greatest hero has almost reached the level of deification. Very good, very good. The middle-aged woman nodded slightly. Perhaps the new humans born in this new homeland cannot understand it, but she? Chapter 1087. The middle-aged woman personally experienced the end of the Starry Sea era. At that time, human civilization officially announced that the universe was about to be destroyed and would adopt a lottery method to select citizens to migrate to a new home. And the probability of being selected? Out of about 1 or 200 citizens, roughly one would be chosen. Back then, the middle-aged woman was selected, but her father and mother, friends, and classmates were not selected. In other words, waiting for the middle-aged woman was the outcome of living alone while her close relatives and friends all perished. In such circumstances, the despair of the middle-aged woman was imaginable. Ultimately, she chose to give up her selected spot, staying behind to walk through the last phase of life with her loved ones and friends. But at this time, the galaxy's strongest announced that all citizens could be brought along to journey together to the new home. This scene of seeing hope amidst despair is still clearly remembered by the middle-aged woman. For human civilization, the galaxy's strongest is no longer just about great achievements, that is a savior saint. Let's talk about Marshal Tao then. The middle-aged woman continued to ask. Marshal Tao is the path taken by the galaxy's strongest. Sun Ming felt a surge of joy in his heart, for he also knew the answer to this question. In the 40th year of the galaxy calendar, the galaxy's strongest used Marshal Tao as the foundation to develop 673 great paths. These paths encompass most of the currently known roads, and all can enter the 12th layer. In the 45th year of the galaxy calendar, many evolutionary paths that were prevalent in the old calendar gradually became obsolete. Sun Ming's tone was exceptionally excited. Though he has not yet practiced Marshal Tao, he had long decided that the evolutionary path he would pursue in the future would be Marshal Tao. The middle-aged woman's listening seemed a bit lost. These newly born new humans couldn't perceive the changes in human civilization after the galaxy calendar. Especially the scene where many evolutionary paths gradually became replaced by Marshal Tao. Who knows how many powerful evolutionaries of the old calendar were moved by this? Deep within the fragment world of Star Tier, Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, clearly observing how the various branches of Marshal Tao had spread thoroughly within human civilization, replacing the numerous evolutionary paths of the Starry Sea era. This was an inevitable result. After all, the Marshal Tao branches opened up by Lin Yuan, whether in terms of potential, difficulty in cultivation, or any other aspect, far surpassed the numerous evolutionary paths of the Starry Sea era. Even the 9 strongest beings of human civilization took the initiative to switch to the branches of Marshal Tao, let alone the ordinary human citizens. Moreover, regardless of which branch of Marshal Tao, due to their foundation being Marshal Tao, cultivators of different branches can communicate and collide with each other. I can feel that even in distant other void domains, Marshal Tao cultivators have been born. Lin Yuan carefully sensed and nodded slightly. This situation likely arises from the 10,000 Paths Pavilion beginning to propagate the Marshal Tao branches. The Eye of Myriad Laws reached an agreement with Lin Yuan, and afterward, showed no sign of slacking but immediately instructed each of the Myriad Laws branches to spread the path. The spread rate is very fast. Currently the number practicing has already surpassed the total number of human civilization's martial arts evolutionaries. Lin Yuan contemplated that within the universe, the number of human civilization citizens is substantial, but compared to the chaos void, they are notably insignificant. Now the 10,000 Paths Pavilion is still in the initial propagation stage, and when it starts to spread deeply, the number of lives practicing Marshal Tao will see a significant surge. Source World. Qingfen City. Lin Yuan sat cross-legged, feeling the essence of the divine body of fierce sun bit by bit. Within the fierce sun ancient country, the divine body of fierce sun is akin to the favored child of heaven and earth, possessing great advantages in all aspects, be it cultivation, comprehension of principles, or even in the exertion of combat strength. I still have to continue condensing the seed of the fierce sun. Lin Yuan had not given up on condensing the seed of the fierce sun, but currently, the difficulty of condensing the seed of the fierce sun has surged. Even for Lin Yuan, it takes several days to condense one. And the efficiency of one per several days is gradually declining. As the number of condensed seeds of the fierce sun continues to rise, it becomes 1 in 10 days, then 1 in several dozen days. Now the situation. Lin Yuan ended his cultivation and glanced outside. Since Lin Yuan's intervention led to the failure of the Purple Dream Domain's plans. The Qingfen Domain has been in a standoff with the Purple Dream Domain, with no sign of retreat from the other side, and they have even marshaled troops for gather at the border. The armies of this ancient country in the source world all appeared in the form of battle formations. A battle formation composed of 100,000 of the 11th layer can concentrate all the strength of 100,000 11th layer members, enhance it, and the resulting strike is enough to severely wound a path-splitting realm expert. Whoosh. Just then, Lord Qingfen appeared. The actions on the Purple Dream domain are directed by the Spirit Might King. The war is likely inevitable. Short as a few hundred years, long as several thousand years. Lord Qingfen straightforwardly remarked. Recently, not only is the situation on the Purple Dream domain delicate, but dozens of large domains near the Purple Dream domain are also surging with undercurrents. The Spirit Might King? Lin Yuan nodded. He has also heard of this newly crowned king, rare for being bestowed king status with royal identity, most crowned kings being heavenly venerate level experts. But it's just war, our fierce sun ancient country is not afraid. Lord Qingfen looked at Lin Yuan and reminded, just make sure you don't leave Qingfen City recently. I worry the Spirit Might King might target you. If it weren't for Lin Yuan, the Spirit Might King would find taking Qingfen City and even the Qingfen domain far easier. Thus, Lord Qingfen had this concern. Rest assured, I certainly won't leave. Lin Yuan immediately replied, having sold off the Heart of Myriad formation, Lin Yuan wouldn't lack resources for a long time. Not lacking resources, not lacking inheritance, even if it were to put Lin Yuan outside, he wouldn't go. That is quite good. Lord Qingfen nodded before disappearing. If the war really starts, being in the center of the Qingfen domain will inevitably face the greatest pressure, and Lord Qingfen has been exceptionally busy lately. Watching Lord Qingfen disappear, Lin Yuan pondered for a while and continued to start cultivating again. Whether it's war or peace. Anyway, cultivating and getting stronger is undeniably correct. Time flowed. In the blink of an eye, 1,000 years passed. Chapter 1088, Lin Yuan's Foundation. In the crimson world filled with endless fierce suns, Lin Yuan's incarnation, condensed from a thread of his spirit, cautiously observed the surroundings. At the highest point of the crimson world, a figure stood. This figure possessed millions of forms. Every time Lin Yuan observed it, he experienced different realizations and insights. In this crimson world, Lin Yuan once entered when he condensed the 30,000th seed of the fierce sun. He had been here before. The figure at the highest point is most likely the ancestor of fierce sun from the fierce sun ancient country, a 13th order time life. Originally, Lin Yuan thought that being able to enter this crimson world was completely by chance, a rare occurrence. However, upon condensing 33,000 seeds of the fierce sun, Lin Yuan suddenly discovered that he had vaguely established a certain connection with this crimson world. Through this connection, he could enter again. Realizing this, Lin Yuan began to visit regularly. He couldn't help it, this crimson world seemed to be purely a world of fire. Yet upon enlightenment, he discovered that the fire of this world surprisingly contained thousands upon thousands of cosmic rules, and among them, Lin Yuan found all the rules he had understood. In addition, the figure at the highest point, suspected to be the ancestor of fierce sun, gave Lin Yuan immense shock. In the chaos void, even unparalleled great saints are painstakingly seeking the path of 13th order life, trying to forge ahead to 13th order themselves, hoping to gain a minute possibility. But in this source world, he could look so closely at a 13th order time life. If it were those unparalleled great saints in the chaos void, they would likely go mad with envy. Xian Huang, the magic jade tower master, and other unparalleled great saints would dream of having Lin Yuan's opportunity. I can enter this world because I have condensed enough seeds of the fierce sun. Lin Yuan understood well why he could appear here. It was because of the thin bloodline of the ancestor of fierce sun flowing within him, complemented by the seeds of the fierce sun. It's a pity that now I need just one more seed to reach 33,333. Lin Yuan looked somewhat helpless. 35 years ago, Lin Yuan had already condensed 33,332 seeds of the fierce sun and had been trying to condense the last one ever since. As he neared completion, Lin Yuan became increasingly aware that 33,333 seeds represented an entirely different domain. When the time comes, all the seeds of the fierce sun will form a complete cycle within his body. Once this grand cycle forms, it will be a great transformation for him. Take it slow. 1,000 years have merely passed. Lin Yuan gathered his thoughts. The complexity and obscurity of the last seed of the fierce sun required even him to carefully comprehend before even attempting to condense it. Though difficult, with Lin Yuan's against heaven's understanding, it should only be a matter of time. If 1,000 years aren't enough, then 2,000 years, 3,000 years, 5,000 years. I can't continue observing. Lin Yuan stayed in the crimson world for a while and began to feel he couldn't hold on. This world was filled with omnipresent fierce sun fires, and Lin Yuan's spirit could descend with the protection of the seeds of the fierce sun, but this protection had a time limit. Whoosh. The next moment, Lin Yuan's spirit created incarnation dissipated. In the sky burning court, Lin Yuan opened his eyes. 1,000 years of secluded cultivation feels like just the blink of an eye to me. Lin Yuan thought, the higher one's level of life, the more blurred the concept of time becomes. To the great lords and heavenly venerates, it's completely normal for millions or billions of years to pass in isolation. 1,000 years? Not even enough for a nap. But in these 1,000 years, my improvements have been considerable. A smile appeared on Lin Yuan's face, the greatest achievement being the chaos rule reaching the second realm. From chaos first realm to second realm, it seemed like merely ascending one level, yet it was the result of Lin Yuan comprehending countless cosmic rules, where quantitative change leads to qualitative transformation. Improvement in chaos rule cannot be directly sensed. It requires the constant understanding and penetration of more and broader cosmic rules. Typically, chaos venerables start with understanding chaos rule first realm, and to reach the second realm, one needs to spend 10 cosmic eras, dozens of cosmic eras gradually comprehending countless rules. Yet Lin Yuan accomplished this in merely a millennium. And still considered that Lin Yuan's life level is only at the path-splitting realm, whereas those venerables possess life levels of the chaos realm. The higher the life level, the easier and simpler it is to comprehend cosmic rules. Standing high, one sees far. However, although the understanding of chaos rule has reached the second realm, using chaos rule as a foundation to evolve the Taiji yin-yang power is still without clues. Lin Yuan pondered. In his initial estimation, to evolve chaos yin-yang Taiji, chaos rule must at least reach the second realm. But the chaos rule of the second realm is merely one of the prerequisite conditions for evolving chaos yin-yang Taiji, not all conditions. Chaos births yin-yang, chaos births Taiji. How exactly does it birth? How does it evolve? Lin Yuan contemplated, this is a path that is uniquely mine. The chaos yin-yang Taiji has no precedence in either the chaos void or this source world. Even if it seems like a similar path, fundamentally, it's different. For instance, the Chaos Flame path that Lord Qingfen follows is completely different from other great lords' Chaos Flame paths. Lord Qingfen's Chaos Flame is azure, it's incinerating. Even similar Chaos Flame paths will present significant differences. Chaos yin-yang Taiji is even more so. If I couldn't enter that crimson world and observe the ancestor of fierce sun, a 13th order time life, I fear evolving Chaos yin-yang Taiji might take 10,000, a million years, and still might not be achievable. Chapter 1089. Lin Yuan thought to himself. If it were only a matter of evolving Chaos Yin or Chaos Yang, it wouldn't be too difficult for Lin Yuan. However, Lin Yuan is not content with merely evolving one path. Since the second layer, he has used Yin-Yang Taiji to forge his foundation, and now as he walks the path of chaos evolving into all things, he naturally still uses Yin-Yang Taiji as the main focus. As for simply Chaos Yin or Chaos Yang, even if they are truly evolved, for Lin Yuan, it bears no worthwhile gain, as it would limit future potential. Ancestor of fierce sun. Lin Yuan thought, observing the figure of the ancestor of fierce sun in that crimson world. Although it didn't directly help him evolve Chaos Yin-Yang Taiji, it at least pointed him in the right direction. This made his future path much smoother, at least giving him a target to pursue instead of aimlessly cultivating and comprehending. Continue to comprehend more Grand Tao rules, elevate the chaos rule to the third realm, and perhaps the evolution of chaos yin-yang taiji will become gradual. Lin Yuan thought, and this was also the realization he frequently gained from observing the ancestor of Fierce Sun's figure. Theoretically, the chaos second realm should be able to evolve yin-yang taiji, but it is still just a theory, as currently, Lin Yuan does not observe the possibility of such an evolution. If that's the case, then he should continue to elevate his comprehension of chaos rule. The comprehension of the chaos rule consists of 3 realms, and reaching the third realm is basically the limit of the chaos rule. At this level, one can easily evolve various paths. Actually, with my understanding, not perceiving hope for evolving chaos yin-yang taiji indicates that this path has high potential. Lin Yuan thought. Some powers can be evolved with just the chaos first realm, like the most common chaos flame, chaos gold, and so on. These power paths can be encompassed and covered by the chaos first realm. But some powers require the chaos second realm, being several dozen or even hundreds of times more difficult than the former, yet the eventually evolved power paths will also significantly increase in all aspects. From this, it can be inferred that the higher the demand for comprehension of chaos rule, the higher the potential of the power path. Chaos third realm? Lin Yuan's expression changed subtly. In the chaos void, having comprehension of the chaos third realm is something many chaos great saints might not possess because the requirement for the number of Grand Tao rules to be comprehended is overwhelmingly terrifying. But for Lin Yuan? With the against heaven's understanding, comprehending many Grand Tao rules is not much different from eating or drinking. Especially in this source world, through the seed of the fierce sun, Lin Yuan's comprehension of rules has greatly increased, allowing him to perceive the countless rule fluctuations more clearly, and thereby comprehend thoroughly. This source world has been incredibly helpful to me. Lin Yuan felt a slight sense of gratitude. Without this source world, relying only on cultivating in the chaos void, he would likely take many detours. If one source world is like this, then the remaining 32 source worlds. Lin Yuan's heart was stirred. Deep within the Myriad Realms Gate, there are 33 source world coordinates recorded. Which means there are 33 source worlds. Forget it. Descending into this source world already split a small part of my mind and will. Exploring another source world would be too burdensome for my true self, causing significant impact. Lin Yuan thought. After reaching the 12th layer, Lin Yuan's life essence was transformed, making further traversal unnecessary to immerse his entire mind and spirit, unlike the more than 10 previous traversals. But it still burdens the mind and will, requiring a small division of mind and will. For the true self in the chaos void, simply splitting a small part of the mind and will to explore a source world has no significant impact. But if he further splits a small part of his mind and will to explore a second source world, it's equivalent to only having half of his mind and will left within the true self. The consequence would be all-encompassing, such as reduced strength, and decreased speed and efficiency of comprehension, among other things. Exploring a source world isn't as simple as condensing an incarnation. It requires more than a mere sliver of mind and will. Even with the Myriad Realms Gate as a mediator, it still requires enough mind and will to maintain the connection between two worlds separated by infinite spatial-temporal dimensions. Let's explore them one by one. Lin Yuan knew that haste makes waste. After all, the coordinates for the 33 source worlds are there. Once he thoroughly explores this source world, or when the exploration of this source world reaches a certain bottleneck, he can consider retracting this part of his mind and will to explore the subsequent source worlds. After 1,000 years of nurturing, my 7th physical body divine ability is about to be completed. Lin Yuan sensed the deep power from the roots of his bloodline intertwining and converging to form an extremely complex imprint that vaguely resembles the fierce sun in the sky. The amount of time this physical body divine ability has consumed, I wonder what it will be like. Lin Yuan revealed an expression of anticipation. The physical body divine ability awakened on the martial arts evolution road depends on the fundamental power deep within one's bloodline. Lin Yuan's physical body originates from the fierce sun ancient country, with the ancestor's bloodline flowing within, which is of the 13th layer bloodline. The physical body divine ability awakened from this has a high probability of being related to the ancestor of fierce sun, possibly being a talent method it possesses. A talent method belonging to a 13th layer life? Even when it comes to Lin Yuan, due to life level and various reasons, the power and effects exerted are greatly reduced. Chapter 1090. That also stems from a 13th tier temporal life form. The most crucial part is, as long as it's an awakened physical body divine ability, Lin Yuan can thoroughly comprehend it to be applicable in the chaos void and other worlds. The talent of a 13th tier life form. Lin Yuan couldn't help but feel excited. Through the talent of a 13th tier life form, one can fully discern the essence of this tier of temporal life forms. Moyu Tower Master and other unparalleled great saints once paid an infinite price of blood and toil to hunt a wondrous life form with rich temporal bloodlines. Why? Wasn't it just to try to contact the subtle information of the 13th tier through its bloodline? Lin Yuan, however, got straight to the point and directly condensed the talent from a 13th tier life form. Now, in terms of physical body and soul body within my universe, I've already grown to the utmost limit, and I can completely step into the master realm. Lin Yuan's mind stirred slightly and began to enter the master realm. Of course, it's just that this current physical body enters the master realm. As for the true body in the chaos void, he plans to be cautious about that. Wait until this physical body completely enters the master realm, then go for the breakthrough over there. With Lin Yuan's profound accumulation, expanding the path to the master is a matter of course, without any unexpected changes. But if there's a more stable method, why not use it? This physical body in the source world, Lin Yuan can abandon, but the true body in the chaos void, unless absolutely necessary, Lin Yuan is still reluctant to give it up. If an extreme situation arises while expanding the path to the master, with the physical body of the source world exploring the way, Lin Yuan will be more composed. Both the physical body and soul are beginning to transform. Lin Yuan carefully sensed the subtle changes in himself, simultaneously regulating them to steer the changes towards the direction he desired. This physical body, in terms of foundation and depth, is not as good as the true body. Lin Yuan objectively evaluated, the true body in the chaos void endured the chaos void origin infusion thrice, amplifying the influence on the internal universe to an unprecedented extent. Whereas in this source world, there is no such benefit, but the fierce sun divine body and the seed of the fierce sun grant Lin Yuan benefits nearly equaling the true body. City Lord's Mansion. One by one, the aura of Great Lord spread. For millennia, the tension between Qingfen Domain and Purple Dream Domain has grown, and both sides have mobilized multiple Great Lord level powerhouses, ready to engage at any time. Over at the capital of the fierce sun ancient country, there is significant interest in the situation between Qingfen Domain and Purple Dream Domain, with a royal family member personally taking charge, directing this war. Most of the great lords gathered here have been mobilized by that royal family member. Yu Yan, you've come. Lord Qingfen greeted Lin Yuan, who had condensed into form. Lin Yuan nodded. With so many great lords present, it would be somewhat discourteous if he, as a disciple of Lord Qingfen, didn't show up. However, Lin Yuan here is only the primordial spirit. As for the true body, it's still in seclusion at the sky-burning court, experiencing the nuances of entering the master realm. Lin Yuan's two primordial spirits convert through the illusory reality, secret technique, making it impossible for outsiders to distinguish. The other great lords present also looked towards Lin Yuan, nodding slightly with goodwill. Being fellow great lords of the fierce sun ancient country, when facing hostile ancient countries, there's naturally no room for internal strife. The great lords present here are generally on good terms with Lord Qingfen. The royal family member in charge will not summon great lords who have grievances with Lord Qingfen. Great Venerate Hongya. Lin Yuan sat beside Great Venerate Hongya, one of the few great lords he had interacted with. 1,000 years ago, the two had traded, with Lin Yuan exchanging the myriad formation crystal with Great Venerate Hongya for a large amount of cultivation resources. Great Venerate Hongye possessed terrifying strength, even surpassing Lord Qingfen. The war is likely to begin soon. Great Venerate Hongye, who had a good impression of Lin Yuan, spoke with a slightly sentimental tone. He is not a vassal of the fierce Sun ancient country and appears here entirely by the invitation of Lord Qingfen. Indeed, the Purple Dream domain should be almost ready. Lin Yuan nodded. For 1,000 years, he has devoted almost all his energy to cultivation and seclusion but has roughly understood the situation between the two domains. After a millennium of preparation, the Purple Dream domain has gathered a lot of strong individuals, as has the Qingfen domain. Both sides are ready to go, waiting for someone to break the fragile balance. Later, we will go to the border. Lord Qingfen, seated in the main position, said. Going to the border is mainly to see how many great lords the Purple Dream domain has sent over and to familiarize themselves in advance. The great lords present chatted for a moment, with Lin Yuan mostly listening and observing the many great lords. These great lords have all developed their unique path of power from the chaos. Lin Yuan secretly observes and often gains a bit of insight. Previously, most of Lin Yuan's time was spent in that crimson world, observing the figure of the ancestor of fierce Sunday. However, the information contained within that figure was too vast, too grand. Occasionally observing these great lords is also a different kind of experience for Lin Yuan. Most of the great lords of the fierce Sun ancient country follow the path of the chaos flame. Lin Yuan thought to himself, a few, like Great Venerate Hongye, besides the chaos flame, realized the path of chaos life. This is also very normal. After all, the environment of the fierce Sun ancient country is such, and the flame of fierce Sun mastered by the ancestor has a significant impact on all living beings within the ancient country. A moment later. Under the leadership of Lord Qingfen, all the great lords present arrived at the border of the Qingfen domain. Qingfen City has a space-time passage directly leading to the border, which is also to prevent the Purple Dream domain from suddenly starting a war, leaving the great lords of Qingfen domain unable to support in time. What is this? Lin Yuan's expression changed slightly. He had previously been to the border area between the two domains, but compared to now, the current border area gave Lin Yuan a completely different feeling.